right, guys. All right, so last time, I believe what we did was we constructed a perpendicular bisector. Just to remind you guys, and to show you a slightly different way you could do it, and to point out some of the basic little mini operations you have to be able to do. What did I do with my other one? Oh, well, that's okay. Oh, I didn't bring, hold on. So what we did last time, real quick. First off, one thing we did last time was I let you just play with these. And that's kind of like a running theme. Those of you who took me for 125, whenever I gave you whatever manipulators you were going to be using, I kind of allowed time for you to play around with them, right? So same thing with the compass. I want to let you guys play around with them, give you a little bit of time to be creative. And also it just kind of helped you get used to what it felt like. And this one I'm not used to, so we'll see. But here's some standard constructions. So what we did last time was we were given a line. So everybody kind of, you could pick like the upper third of your paper and just draw a line. And one thing I told you to do, let's label this one A, we'll label this one B, just because. And you put your point at one of them, I'll start with A, and open your compass to a little more than half the distance, yes? Oh boy, I need a different way. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna do. This will work. I don't know what I really need. That won't work, will it? Let's see, this should be really nice and weird. That's not gonna work, Jeff. Give me a second. There, maybe. Let's see what that looks like. It's still kind of trippy. This is probably better, sorry. That's fine right there. All right, so put your point on one end. And I had us do like a full rotation, which is fine, especially when you're not sure what your goal is. But now we're gonna just do a little one up here, and then a little one down here. So you don't have to make a full arc, a full part of the circle. You guys with me? So I'm making little arcs is what I'm doing. Both of those have the same radius. Be really careful. Don't let your radius on your compass change. The radius on the compass, of course, is just how wide it is. Okay, I love it. So this is why the blue ones with the little dial are a little bit better because that's the only way you can change the radius. The little plastic ones, you got to be really careful. So now we're going to do the same thing. Go to point B. And we're going to draw an arc here. Draw an arc there, and now that you know, the point of it is to find where those two arcs intersect. And now if I draw a line through those points of intersection, I will have constructed the perpendicular bisector of AB. How you guys feel? You guys are remarkably enthused. You guys okay? I'm sorry. Okay, I'll stop trying.
So it's Monday and then a long weekend.
Okay, that I can relate to. We can have a whole sesh. Because I don't know, this semester, real quick, this semester I took one too many classes. And just so you know, I do feel bad that I don't have as much time to invest in any class. But I'm kind of like, well, I mean, I've got a couple family members I'm trying to help out financially. So I took one more class than I probably should have. So I'm a little bit stretched thin. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that. So I always felt like I was a little less prepared. I don't have as much as I want to, but so, and this weekend, every weekend basically for me has been basically just great. And you're all like, oh, it's too bad for you, but it's not necessarily your future. You're not going to teach as much as necessarily I am this semester. And I know it's just this semester. But once we get through this, everything's going to calm down. I'm not going to teach as much next semester. That'll be a lot better. Okay, so I can relate to kind of rough weekends. I did take one break this weekend. Friday, I went on a road trip with my dean and one of my colleagues, and it was good. We had a good time, but the conference itself we went to was kind of sucky, and we went up to LA, and we left LA at 2. There you go. Some of you guys reacted appropriately.
2 in the morning?
2 in the afternoon.
Oh.
Which is 2 in the morning would actually be really cool. I would prefer that.
Yeah.
Because there ain't nobody in the road.
Perfect.
2 in the afternoon, everybody in the world is on that road. You're like, why are people from Persia here? You know, it's like, all right. Anyway, sorry. I'll be right. But thankfully, we stopped for Starbucks a few times and we're all hyped up on caffeine, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad. So, the last thing you do here is you connect those points of intersection. If I call those points of intersection C, D, just because. Then I can reference things a little bit easier. I could call this one in the middle. I'm going to call this one J because I want to. Nah. So if you want to double check, this did what it was supposed to. What was this supposed to do again? Looks like my compass might have slipped a bit because I don't think I quite did it. So these are supposed to be roughly the same length. They're roughly the same length. Okay, I can live with that. And then if I had brought my compass, I could check to make sure what's supposed to happen here. It's supposed to be a right angle. I love it. Cool. So what I want to do, so real quick, some of the basic things you have to understand that you might see in instructions would be if they ask you to construct an arc of radius whatever, then you're going to want to, so they say, can everybody draw a line segment and put C, D on it? Can everybody construct an arc of radius CD with your point on C? Construct an arc above line segment CD of radius CD. All right, so let me say it again, and then I'll show you. So to get the radius CD, I just put my compass and make sure it's open that much, yes? So now my radius of my circle, because that's the center, the radius of the circle is going to be that length. Is that cool? Okay. Ouch. So now if I put my point on C and I make an arc up here, that is an arc of radius CD above the line segment. Is everybody with me? That's one little instruction you can have in the middle of some construction. It's a construction instruction. Okay, I like it. It's making me think of this old Schoolhouse Rock. Construction instruction. So what I've done is I've taken the first 5 constructions and I've put them on a handout. That is amazing. How many people have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15? All right. We got the double digits. So one of these, I think it's part C, is the one we just did and the one we did last time. I want everybody to try A. Oh. Poor Luke. Dude. He's totally broken. Break it in. All right, give me a moment. Wait. So try A out. This first one is kind of silly. By the way, let me make sure everybody really understands, because you're sitting there looking in the paper like, I wasn't given anything. Well, you give it to yourself. So given line segment AB. So to get started, you just draw a line segment AB. Doesn't matter how long it is. You normally want to keep it, not too crazy. So give yourself line segment. Some of these need to be closer to the middle. Okay. Part A, I should have done a better job. For some reason, I did switch this up for the later ones. So right here, given line segment AB, line L in point P, look at Q and L, blah, blah, blah. So this second part is what the whole process is going to do. Probably should have left that off. This is what you need to give yourself. And I forgot to also include a picture of it. That's okay, Jeff. So given line segment AB, give yourself a line L and make it kind of on the long side. Like that. Okay. And give yourself a point P on your line, like that. Okay. So probably what I'm envisioning, by the way, what I'm envisioning for a test or a quiz about this is I will actually give this to you, like on the test itself. It'll have this picture. And you'll have the instructions. You're not going to have to memorize them. You're just going to have to be able to perform them. You guys with me? So I'll give you this, and then you just have to construct a line segment of equal length. This is the most basic construction. And hopefully it makes complete sense. I mean, given this now, have you given yourselves these pieces? Go ahead and try to do what it's asking you to do if you haven't already. Yes.
I'm sorry, I thought I had a compass in my bag.
Oh no! All right. I'm going to try to use the broken one. You can have this one. Sure. Let's see. Will you work, little dude? Oh, there you are. Phew. No, you're not going to work, are you? Bovra, little dude. Maybe you'll work. Let's see. All right. I do have one that works, and I thought I brought it with me. here for the board, but it doesn't really lock. You know what I mean? So that's really hard to keep it. Plus these markers are probably 20 years old. All right. Give me a moment. I have one that works. I thought I brought it with me, but I must have left it in the office. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, that one works. It's amazing. All right, guys. Sorry. So this one kind of is very basic because you're pretty much hoping. I hope you didn't make this line segment too big. So there you got the length of it captured by the compass. Do it just a little more. There we go. The length of it captured by the compass. So if I put my point at P and I make an arc over here, where it intersects, of course, is going to be kind of like the point that's equivalent to B. So we call that Q. Then I've got PQ, just to check myself. Here, let's use some centimeters. I've got a little more than 9.5 centimeters there, and a little more than 9.5 centimeters there. I feel pretty good. So we have copied a line segment. Look at us go. Now you could ask, understandably, what's the point of this? And what I want to do, probably next time I'm going to have some more constructions beyond what's on the sheet. I'm going to do a very advanced construction with you. And we're going to construct a regular pentagon. Remind me really quick, what is a regular pentagon? So a regular polygon has all angles and all sides congruent. And of course a regular pentagon is I saw you mouthing it to me, 5-sided polygon. 11. So next time, so real quick, constructing that from just a compass and a ruler is intriguing, and part of what we're doing here is getting used to the compass and the ruler and using it in various ways, because compasses have further applications besides just constructions. But also it's a bit of a history lesson. How did people do anything before we had this and that, before we had computers, before we had whatever? Okay, so let's try this. If you guys want to group up, feel free. I want you to try to do B. It's got a lot of steps to it. I gave you a little bit of a reference picture there. So try to do B. If you have any trouble or if you need clarification on this step, let me know. If you want to kind of work with somebody, do you have what you need? Do you have? No? Okay. Do you have some paper? Let me see. Get you. Well, here, you can have this. That will definitely help. But I'd rather you go ahead and include it out here. Totally. Make up an angle. So that part's on you. Give yourself an angle and give yourself a right. I want you to be able to kind of check your work on some of these. So, does anyone need a protractor? Oh. There's a little baby protractor. I didn't even know that. How's your protractors? That is crazy small. That is awesome. If that's too big, I have a small one. Sorry. Oh my goodness. It's a puzzle just to get into the damn thing. Okay. Look at this. Look at that. That little tiny thing. Look at that. There he is. Okay, sorry. What do you need? I'm sorry. Oh, you need one of these? Here, you can have my baby. That's just so you can check at the end. All right, let me see if I can make you work. Doobie doobie doo doo doo. Doobie doobie doo doo doo. Don't you want to be centered? Work with me. There we go. That didn't work, did it? No. Did it? Maybe? Let's see. Zoom in that. I can't tell. Does it have a little? It does. I can't. It's not really there. No. Okay. I think this worked. Let's see. No, it did not work. Damn it. you gonna stay? No, you're not gonna stay. Okay. That's gotta be it. Yes. Cool. All right. Haha. All right. Which one are you guys doing? Oh, this is a very exciting part of the video. So you're trying to copy an angle. So let me catch up to you a little bit. So. Myself an angle. Don't make it too big. There. Whatever that angle is, I'm going to copy it. Yeah, so let's open it a little bit less. Oh, now you're going to act up. Crap and a half. Nope. Oop, maybe. We're just gonna be. Okay. All right, so real quick, I'm sure you guys hopefully are further than I am. I've just done the first two steps. I gave myself an angle. I haven't given myself a ray, so let me do that for myself. I'm gonna put a little ray down here. Ray. This will be ray PQ. So I gave myself angle A and ray PQ, and then I just open the compass a bit and hit both sides of the angle, and I call those BC. So everybody at that step, at least. Okay. And it looks really cool. I mean, that's kind of, you don't get to do this kind of stuff a lot. So, I'm gonna do one more step here and let you guys continue. So now I want the radius of AB. Make sure I got that. Okay, so there we go. Radius AB. Place the point of the compass at P. Make a little point there. Is my ray long enough? Let's find out. Yes. And construct an arc of radius AB that intersects PQ. Yeah. So then we call that little dude R. Okay. So I'm gonna let you keep going if you haven't finished yet. Second. At the end, you can measure the original and measure the final. It's supposed to be the same size, yeah. And again, we're gonna give ourselves like about a plus or minus 1 or 2 degree tolerance. Because some of your compasses slip a little bit, so forth, right? But if one angle is 20 degrees and the one you get is 35, something went very wrong. Did I actually say this, or did you just ask if I said this? The quiz, by the way, is anyone curious what the quiz is going to be on? The quiz this Wednesday, let's make it on 14.1 and 14.2. So none of these constructions yet. 14.1, 14.2, that's congruence and similarity. Okay. So, real quick, just to catch up to you guys. Looks like some of you guys are done. Put the point of the compass at C, and then make sure you have radius CB. There we go. So now I have radius CB set on my compass. And again, these guys, I'll see if I can get more of these, because a lot of these constructions require this opening to stay the same length. And if you have one of the little plastic dudes, they don't have any lock on them that I know. They're supposed to have a lock, but no, they don't. Well, that's just a lock for the pencil, yeah. They don't have a lock for this. I don't think it's quite, I think it's easier to have this slip, which really sucks. So now I've got radius CB, just to double check. Yep, CB. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to put my compass at R and construct an arc of radius CB intersecting the first arc you drew. Oh yeah, so wait a minute. Did I miss an arc? Oh yeah, I went past something. Did I do that next step? I did. This arc was supposed to be bigger. Damn it all. Yeah, okay. So I gave us a little bit of a hint here. This little arc I drew here should have been bigger. That's my fault. So I'm going to go back to the step before. Radius AB should be the same as this, yes. And I'm going to make this arc a little bit bigger. There we go. That might be big enough. You can kind of envision this arc should go through the line you're about to put down here. So it should end up looking the same on both. So this arc's got to be long enough to capture this line. Then I'm going to go back, put my radius to CB. See, I can do it easier if I do this. Jeff, you're writing all over the damn thing. All right, so now I'm back at CB. And I'm going to put my point on R and intersect this arc, which I almost do. You almost did it, Jeff. You almost did it, buddy. Go back to AB real quick. Yeah, I should have just made this really big, just to be on the safe side. Add to that arc. Okay, that's close. Okay. Yeah, so that first, this arc we drew here on step 2 needed to go far back enough to capture where that side's going to be. Now, the bigger you made the angle for yourself, the bigger that arc's going to have to be to catch that next side. Now, the first time you're doing these, you don't really know what the goal of the step you're on is. So you're not sure how far to go, and which is fine. Then you just go do what I did, kind of redo step 2, make that a little bit longer. Now this, I think I told you to call S, is that right? Yes. Gonna work? Yes. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Draw a straight line from P through S, and hopefully we've done it. Okay. And then if I want to double check, I just need a compass, which I have put right here. I'm gonna use a little baby compass. Not compass, protractor. Let's see. So my original angle looks to be about 54 degrees. Well, let's see, not quite. 53 degrees. And this new angle is 53 degrees. All right, sweet. Yay. You guys kind of with me? So you can kind of check your own work when you do these things. Okay. How do you guys feel about that one? So what I want you to do, let's do this one again. Let's see. Is everybody near somebody? Let's see. All right, I'm going to move some of you guys. Laura, can you go back to Aiden? And then, let's see, Alina, can you move up here with Justine? Shoot, I don't have an even number of people. Can you move up here with, and then you guys, you three? So what I want you to do is, one of you take a piece of paper and make an angle of your own choosing. Yes? So one of you take a piece of paper, and every group I've got, one person take a piece of paper and just draw an angle of your own. You can make it, don't make it like crazy big. But choose an angle you want. You can even use your protractor to make it exactly what you want. You with me? So one person in every group. Don't let the other person see what angle you're making. So maybe start over again. Don't talk to each other about it. If you're not drawing the angle, maybe look away. Look away. Does everybody understand what's happening right now? So one of you make an angle in secret. Don't let the other person. We have no idea. It's amazing what I'm about to do. So whoever is drawing the angle now, you're pretty clever because you pretty much know you're not gonna have to do this. How about let's do this both ways? The other person, you also make an angle of your own choosing. Look at Jeff making stuff up on the way. If you have 3 people, everybody make an angle. Sorry, I'm making this up as I go. Which is what I do with every math class. I just make it up every day. Nobody's caught on yet. Alright. So has everybody got an angle of their choosing? So what I want you to do, you're not going to believe it. If you have 3 people, just maybe go to the left and give somebody else your angle and get an angle from somebody else. Yes? And then try to copy it using this construction we just did. Okay. And then you tell them what you think the angle is. You with me? And then they can find out if you got it right. Copy the angle you were just given. Measure what you copied, and then tell them what you think the angle is. Yes. You can help each other out, obviously, with the construction steps. You can call me over if you need help. Oh. All right, guys, so I'm going to try to copy this angle. Everybody watch Jeff potentially make mistakes. Let's see what happens. So I just need to open the compass just enough to get, I'm not left-handed, let's do it this way. Oh, crap and a half. That, and then I call those B and C. Give myself a ray, PQ. Let's see. I made an arc, blah, blah, blah. Now I want radius AB. So if you're redoing yours with me, radius AB. It's right there. That's pretty good, Jeff. Okay. And then I put my compass point at P. Make a point, Jeff. And then I just construct a right, and now I'm going to make this arc big enough. Hopefully, yes. Okay, good. It's a little weird trying to do it so you guys can see, but there you go. Just rotate the paper. I think that should be far enough. Yes, totally, because that's almost 90 there. Okay, let me stop for a second. So make that arc nice and big, especially if you had a big ass angle somebody gave you. You might want to do almost a complete semicircle. Yes? Some of these constructions is weird to try to figure out where to put them on the paper. I understand the desire to not waste paper, but for a lot of these constructions, you might want to put it towards the middle because you never know how far out you're going to have to go. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Which step am I on here? Let's see. Intersects PQ. Call that point of intersection R. So this here is R. Now place it back at C and get a radius of CB. So now I've got my point at C, and I'm going to open this sucker up a bit. Do I have to? Oh wow, holy shit, that is it. Almost. There. God, this is weird. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now I got radius CB. Radius CB. Put the point at R and construct. And I really just need where they intersect. I'm going to call that little dude S. And then I'm going to draw this, and let's see how close I got. Come here. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right. Looks like this point is exploding. Take my little tiny baby protractor. And for this, I get an angle of just over 60, it looks like. Let me see if I can get this better. Just over 60. And for the original, I get just under 60. So I feel pretty good about that. So I got 61, and the original was 59, plus or minus 2. Gold. Is everybody with me? Okay. You guys look appropriately excited. Okay. How do you feel about that construction? Could somebody tell me why it seems this might work? What shape is kind of hidden in here? I think I put it on here, didn't I? Oh yeah, I did. Darn it. I gave away the whole thing. If I connect these 2 points here, SR and BC, I of course have made a triangle, yes? What's true about PS and AB, the way that we constructed this? So real quick, B and C came from, B and C came from me making this arc, and then S and R came from me using the exact same arc. So the distance from P to S and the distance from A to B, how are they related? They're the same. It's that same radius, correct? In fact, since I constructed B and C the exact same way in the same circle, not only are these 2 sides congruent, but they're also congruent to those 2 sides. Is everybody with me? And then I put the stick in the mouth. So this stick and this stick, they are congruent in size. And then, of course, what must be true about these triangles? They must be Do they have to be congruent? Well, in this case, yes, they have to be congruent because these sides are. And if they're congruent, what's true about angle P versus angle A? Same. Kick-ass. So a lot of these constructions, I included it on this one, and oh yeah, I did include it on the next one. You end up creating either triangles that are congruent, or you end up creating, for example, one later has a rhombus we create, and there's certain things we know about rhombi. Can anyone tell me anything about the diagonals of a rhombus? Does anybody remember anything about the diagonals of a rhombus? Anything? All right. One thing about the diagonals of a rhombus is they meet at. They're actually how long are the diagonals? They're the same. And the neat thing about a rhombus in any height is the diagonals meet at 90 degrees. Because of the symmetry of the rhombus, that should make sense. So here, you guys, since you're, I got to give this compass back. Try out C. Now C is the one we've already done. Yes. C is the one we did last time. C is the one we did first thing this morning. Try to do D. Start fresh with a new angle. Yes? I'm not going to make you give each other an angle, that's fine. Just draw your own angle. Oh, Lena, let me give you back this good compass. So what we're trying to do in part D is to cut an angle in half. I've given myself an angle. Oops. Let's call it A, B, C. Then I want to put my point at B and do an arc, and this feels like the first step of one of the ones we did earlier. So I'm going to call this one up here P, call this one down here Q. Yeah, now this next instruction is a little weird, but I was hoping that the picture would help out a little bit. I want to put my compass point at P, and I can keep the opening probably the same, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. And just make an arc over here somewhere, just in the middle of the angle, and then put my compass at Q and do it again. And then where those two intersect, what did I decide to call it? I decided to call it R. Oh, Jeff, you're so creative. Okay. Bop, bop, bop. And then I make line BR. More like a ray BR, but that's okay. And then hopefully, if everything went okay, this one is, oh brother, this one is just over 25. Well, let's see, maybe it's almost exactly 25. And this one is, again, almost exactly 25. Kick ass. So I gave myself a, yeah, basically a 50-degree angle. Okay, thank you, gods. Okay. It's very exciting for me at the same time. I've done a decent amount of these constructions, but I haven't done much with it recently. I did try each of these once a while back before the class started, but I haven't had time to sit down and try them again. So every time I do one of these constructions with you, it's a little exciting for me too, to make sure that it's going to actually come out right. How do you guys feel about that one? Is that okay? All right, so last one for today, and then we'll kind of head out a little early. Did I already tell you guys that I was going to make 14.5 extra credit? Haha, let's do that. Let's make 14.5 extra credit. You guys with me? Anybody upset about that? If you want to do it, you can do it. 14.5. Yeah. I just found out that some of my colleagues that have taught this in the past, they say they never do 14.5. And I was like, well, that's good to know. So I'll just make that extra credit. We got a little more time to live with these. There are more constructions beyond what we've done today. So we'll finish that up after the quiz, on Wednesday. But let's look at this last dude here. This one is a little bit silly, but go ahead and try E. It's actually easier than some of the ones we've already done. And it should feel a little familiar, but go ahead and try to do part E. Are you guys starting to feel a little more confident with using the compass and, okay. Me too. Oh, did I steal somebody's compass? Sorry, Ash. You're being very hopeful over there as I can't remember. Oh, I got one of these guys. Yeah, this is supposed to lock it in place, but it doesn't. So I would think. I'm not sure. Are you trying to like hold one side of it or something? It's a little difficult.
It's not a big deal.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna try to get more of those steel compasses. This one for right now. This is very special air. It was hidden away, and it is kind of a nice one. But go ahead and use that for now. And next time we'll try to get another set for you. Yeah. Sure. Let's see. Whatever the correct plural is. Give it a point P on line L. So okay, so I'm gonna make line L. I'm gonna give myself point P. B. Place the compass point at point P and construct arcs that intersect L. So I'm going to kind of close mine down a bit so it'll fit. Okay, so make an arc here and an arc over here. Oh, this is nice. Excuse me. Sorry, Paisley. Yeah, it was nice, and then you took it away from me. Too bad. This is mine now. All right. So I'm going to call these S and R for some reason. God damn, this is nice. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, now we got to go back. So now you see the evilness that is the teacher up here. So now I made you go back and do that bisect an angle thing again. Yes, that's exciting. Where am I at? There it is. Yes, right. I was gonna ask you this, but we're doing it anyway. So now I'm given this angle SPR. What kind of angle is SPR? 180 degrees. It's what weird-ass math people call a straight angle. So if I go back to how to bisect an angle, put the point of the compass at the vertex, which is P. Construct an arc that intersects both sides. So something a little bit smaller, so something like this. So construct an arc. So I'm going to have to basically do a half circle. A little more than a half circle. Come on, compass. There you go, buddy. So I'm going to label, I can't label them P and Q, I'm going to label them A and B, which gets a little bit confusing. So on my paper, what I'm going to do for myself is I'm going to make this A and B. So now put the compass point at A, construct an arc in the middle of the angle. So I'm going to construct an arc here, and then go to B. I didn't quite do it. Well, let me open it up just a bit. Let me erase that last part. I don't have an eraser. Damn it. Open it up just a little bit. I'm going to open it up way up here. I'm going to make this go way out here just so it's away from everybody. So I'm going to make an arc up here, make an arc up here, and then I can draw, this is Q, and then I'm going to connect these guys. Now, let's double check. I made a right angle. Yes, nice, kick ass. Okay. Now that should feel very familiar because we essentially, the minute we made S and R, we were basically doing this. Okay, so I don't know if anybody caught on to that. That was basically the same steps as C, because once we got S and R, we basically were in this situation. And then we just kind of repeated that process. Maybe? Is that okay? I love you guys. We're almost there, guys. This is the last topic of the semester, you understand? This is the new stuff. The last new stuff is happening on Wednesday after the quiz. And that is the last new stuff for this semester in terms of my class. Are you guys, is anybody taking another class right now related to your prep for elementary ed teaching? What do you, oh, you are taking 128. Is that over at Queen? Yeah. Yeah, okay. We're supposed to be talking with Queen about figuring out when we can offer which, so kind of a student always has an option. I think in the past it's been very like hit or miss. They just hired somebody who teaches the 128 class, so that's why they were able to offer it next semester. I have not taught the 128 class yet, but I'm going to try to get materials from them and try to start put something together for myself. Someday I will. How's that going? Is it going okay?
It's great.
You
Way less math.
of course, because what are you primarily doing?
Watching kids.
Exactly. So that's the one. Yeah, that's one where you actually go to observe classes in action.
We interview.
You interview the
We
kids.
watch a bunch of those videos. Yes.
Oh, but you actually get to talk to real kids, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Instead of just watching them, it is nice to see them on video, but it's even better to be able to talk to them directly. And I don't know if I told you guys that when I was in college, I was first going to get credentials and teach high school math. So I was one class short, and that class I was short was the 12-unit class that was effectively I was going to be working with a teacher in the classroom. So I did the one that was observations. So I went to the classroom, I went to the cafeteria, I interviewed, little people and ask them all these various questions. But anyway, so next time, first thing is the quiz. We're gonna leave, let's not do that, a little bit early. After the quiz, we'll finish up 14.3, and I'll have the practice test. And then next Monday will be on the MTP, the review for the test, all that stuff. All right, thanks guys for making it through that. Instructions might not be the most interesting thing in the world. Oh yeah, the little baby protractors that go back. Oh, you got the other one. Thank you. Do you need a compass or did you leave it at home?
No,
Do you
I
have
need
one?
one. I didn't get one.
You didn't get one?
No.
Here.
Oh.
Yeah, or here, I'll give you this one. And then I'm gonna get my own. No, this one I can't give you.
No, I'll use this one. That's fine. I was
It works good? Okay.
Yeah, I was using it. You're good.
Thank you.
Was there a practice test for the quiz coming, or like practice quiz for the quiz?
Oh, I don't do practice quizzes. Real quick, do you have a compass at home?
I do, I just left it out.
Oh, you're good. Just make sure you got one.